contender to be reckoned with. No, not at all. But actually, I was watching a presentation last night, and the presenter said something interesting, especially about Bart Ehrman, and I've actually got a quote from Bart Ehrman in my other presentation. Don't stone me quite yet. But they said about Bart Ehrman is that he says one thing on the popular level, because he knows that he's not going to get any backlash from it or any pushback. But you should see the things that he reads on that he writes on the academic level. It's almost completely different than what he wrote on the popular level. And it's because he knows that those in academia are going to push back and say, that's not entirely true. But people at the popular level, they don't know. Yes, sir. Brian.
I think we can look at the New Testament in other ways as well. We look at the four Gospels written by four different men, and each one having its own unique style and presentation. Why would that be necessary? God wanted us to each, each one of us probably have our favorite one that we like to go to, because it looks at Jesus and God from the perspective that maybe we look at it.
Right.
So then we get into the Pauline letters. How often does Paul refer to where he was and where he is now?
Right.
I see people being that honest and wanting to talk about where they were, except for to help people. I understand that. It does happen. But over and over again, we can think of these books as history books, but most people don't write history in this personal way.
Right.
They write it in this event, this day, this is the outcome.
And it definitely gives the flavor of the eyewitness testimony that is so prevalent among not just the Gospels, but even among the Pauline letters of things that he saw, and he's just simply recording what he saw. Yes?
I also recommend to everybody any work by Craig Keener, who is a world-renowned scholar on the reliability of the book of Acts as well.
Yeah, the book of Acts is just ripe with historical wealth that has tried to be disproven, but is proven true and accurate time and time again. One of the things I did want to mention, and then we'll kind of close with this, is what about contradictions that may be brought up among the Gospels, especially in the resurrection narratives? Because what do you have when the women come to the tomb? First of all, how many women came to the tomb? That's one of the first contradictions that they're going to bring up. But more specifically, about the angels or the men at the tomb. Well, first of all, one gospel account says that there was one. The other says that there was two. So which one was it? Well, one of the things that the Gospels never say is that there was only one person or angel at the tomb. It may have been only, one angel that spoke. How many of you have been in an environment and maybe you've had a couple different people approach you and start talking? Well, how do you recount the story? Well, this guy came up to me and started talking to me, and you completely ignore the other person that may have been with him. You're only focused on the one who was speaking and not necessarily the one that was playing the passive role. Well, that's exactly kind of what we have in this instance. There was an angel, but it doesn't say that there was only one angel at the tomb. There may have been only one in an active role of speaking and only one in an active or in a passive role that was just there. So these contradictions, once you start lining them up, are not contradictions, they're just differences in detail that don't bear any resemblance to a contradiction. If there is nothing else, I do want to give you a little bit of a break before our next session, and we'll have one more session, then lunch, and then we'll come back after lunch for one final session. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it, and I appreciate your questions too. It helps to keep me on my toes as well. So take about a 10-minute break, and then we'll come back. Thank you.